Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to Unwind Flow Yoga. I'm Amanda and I'll be guiding you through today's practice. For today's class, we're focused on phase 4 of the cycle, which is our luteal phase. And this phase of the cycle is the most balanced of the 4 as far as our energy level and that kind of thing. But what we can do with our yoga practice is to support what's going to come next. So one of two things is probably happening from here for you. Either you're pregnant, congratulations, or you're going to get your period soon and start a new cycle. This class is tailored more toward the fact that you're going to be getting your period, and we're going to be looking at what we can do to really set ourselves up for what's to come. So you might be feeling right now some PMS symptoms, your energy level might be sort of feeling different, and that's what we can influence through our yoga practice. So by integrating some of these techniques, we might be able to reduce some of those symptoms. And as far as your mindset goes right now, like that might be some of your physical symptoms, but in your mindset, you might have some sort of negative feelings to what's going to happen when you start a new cycle. And I really want you to think about letting go of that, a little bit of that negativity, because you're able to overcome any obstacles or challenges that come your way. You have the tools to be able to do that, and what we're going to be talking about today is really going to help you get there and really have a clean slate in this new phase. So enough talking, let's get started. So for today's class, I'll encourage you to have a blanket. I'm sitting on mine, and block. If you don't have a block, you can use a nice thick blanket. So what I want you to do right now is just come into any comfortable seated position. We'll get into some poses in a minute, and just take this time to check in. Reconnect to your breath. Notice the breath in. Notice the breath out. This phase, as I mentioned, can be really balanced, but it can also be really different for a lot of people, and even a day or two might change things for you. So just notice where you're at right now, where you're starting. And give yourself a little bit of grace and compassion for your starting point. From here, we're going to take the legs in transition just into Baddha Konasana. So just bring the soles of the feet together and knees wide. And this can be as wide or as tight as makes sense for you. And what I mean is the distance between the heels and the sitting bones. And we'll turn this into a twist. So I'm going to start twisting over to the left. Take the right arm off the outside of the left leg. Opposite hand comes behind you. Get a nice opening in the chest. And I'll encourage you as we stay twisted here to start to count your breaths. And you can go at any pace, but I'll just invite you to see if you can achieve this ratio of a 4 count inhale and a 6 count exhale. So longer exhale than inhale. And what this longer exhale can start to do is allow us to connect to a little bit of that calm. Let go of any anxious feelings. Allow us to begin from more of a neutral place. Take your last round of breath there, and then we'll slowly rotate back through center. Pause. And then when you're ready, second side. Twisting over to your right, left hand crosses the body, right hand comes behind you. Create a nice tall spine, and then just find the twist. Nice open chest. And then once you found it, see if you can find that 4 count inhale, 6 count exhale. And if 6 feels like you're reaching, see if you can just go for 5 or even. Take another breath in. Nice slow exhale out. And then find yourself come back through center, pause. And then turn this into a forward fold. So drop the head. Noticing that subtle shift even just in the first few minutes of class. And then we'll start to come into some movement here. So we have two flows today. The first one is a little bit closer to the ground, so I'm going to move my blanket out of the way, but if you have sensitive knees, you can always use it underneath the legs. So let's just start off with a little bit of cat and cow. So starting off tabletop, spread the fingers wide. As you inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, look up. Exhale, around the spine, look down. Just using your cat and cow. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice how it feels good about moving. Take your last cycle here. And exhale. Inhale towards neutral, and then we'll take our right foot, step it out in front, and then drop the hips here, look forward. So if you were with us in phase one, we did a lot of low lunge. Coming back to that now, but we're going to bring a little bit of movement. So take a breath in, exhale, half Hanumanasana, and really round the spine in this one. So the leg doesn't have to go very straight at all. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, reach the hips back, work the leg towards straight. Allow this to really be about the hips moving in space, creating some room in different areas of the body, but no objective. Let's do one more. And then inhale, come back up. We're gonna come into that half malasana shape once again. So I'm gonna tuck my left leg, not mirroring you by the way, underneath. And I am sitting on the heel. If that's not comfortable, you can always move it out in front. And then my right foot is on the floor, nice and wide. Coming into half malasana here. So my right arm is gonna extend, fingertips to the floor. Left arm reaches up. Notice what you're feeling in this shape. Maybe it's the stretch across the chest. Maybe it's a little bit of that compression of the right hip. Stay with it. Take another breath in. Exhale. Take the left hand to the floor. Once again, I'm not mirroring you. Right leg will extend it out. Right arm reaches up and then overhead. Coming into this supported Vashisthasana. Getting a stretch here in the right side that we just compressed a little bit. Exhale, return back to tabletop. I'm going to turn to the other direction on my mat so that I'm still facing you. And let's just take cat and cow here. Inhale, exhale. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, find neutral. And then take your left foot, step it out in front, coming into low lunge. So one hand on either side of the foot. Drop the hips, look forward. Take a moment in your lunge shape. And then start to move on your breath. Take a breath in. Exhale, hips back. Left leg work towards straight. Inhale, come forward. Exhale. Inhale, come forward. Exhale. And as we're moving here, I don't know about you, but my hamstrings are often tight, and I notice that they do become a little bit more pliable, a little bit more amiable to this movement as I flow back and forth. And that's the same sort of thing that we're talking about here. The more we can support what's happening in the body, maybe the less it feels like an obstacle. Take one more cycle. Come back through center, and then our little half malasana here. So we're going to tuck the right shin, once again, not mirroring you, underneath. Left toes on the floor, nice and wide. Left fingertips down, right arm reaches up. Take a moment to pause here in stillness, and notice how it feels. Take another breath in. And then exhale, we extend. So right hand comes down towards the floor, left leg extends, reach the right arm, or reach the left arm up, and then overhead. Coming into the supported Vashisthasana. Connect the foot to the floor, reach the fingertips. And then exhale, come back through center. Just take a moment to sit back on the heels. Notice it feels a little bit different. Notice that you feel a little bit more supported by your physical body here and how you're able to move it. So that was our first little bit of flow. From here, we're gonna come into our second. We'll just start off in downward facing dog. So plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Spend a few breaths pedaling out the legs, then one knee and then the other. Finding stillness here, and then give yourself a moment to pause. Walk the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale to rise, lift all the way back up. Maybe extend. And then exhale, hands towards the heart. So from here, our flow is gonna be a standing series. So we're gonna be standing the whole time. Let's start off with balancing on our right leg. So we're gonna come starting off knee to chest. So we're gonna balance on our right leg, left knee is gonna come into the chest. And then we'll transition this to eagle pose or Garudasana. You can come into a supported variation by wrapping the left leg over, and then left toes tap the mat, sink hips low. And then with the arms, left arm comes underneath the right, and then we'll bend into it. So we tap the elbow to the thigh, so however close we can get. And then inhale up, let's come into reverse warrior. So as we extend it out, we'll reach through the right side of the body. And then exhale, skater pose on the left. Once again, I'm not mirroring you here. So toes are gonna face forward, we're bending into our left knee. And then we'll sweep back up towards the top of our mat, come back into that standing balance. Take as many steps as you need to get there, and repeat. So we're repeating the same side. Left arm under right, left leg over right. See if you can tap. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, skater pose. Inhale, come back through center. Arms can lift, hands at the heart or on the hips. Repeat, eagle pose. See how low you can go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back towards the top of your mat. Try 2 more cycles on your own breath, your own time. And if any part of this doesn't feel like it's working for you today, change it up, do something different. Just allow it to feel like you can move easily through space, but maybe encountering a little bit of that challenge at the same time. That's our last one, coming back towards the top of our mat. And then pause, both feet are on the floor. I'm just switching sides, so I'm facing you. Take a moment and a little bit of that stillness. Notice once again what you stirred up. And then we'll repeat on the second side, going slowly for the first round once again. Take the hands onto the hips, balance on the left leg, right knee to chest, wrap right leg around right arm underneath the left, there we go. See if you can tap for eagle pose, nice low Garudasana. Inhale, reverse warrior, step back, left arm reaches. Exhale, skater pose. Sink the hips back as you bend the right knee, reach the arms. Inhale, sweep back toward the top of your mat. Maybe arms left knee to chest. Let's repeat. Right arm wraps under, right leg wraps over. Tap. Inhale to extend. Exhale, skater pose, hips back, right knee bends. Shift the weight here, come back towards the top of the mat, standing balance. And then exhale, eagle pose. Moving at your own breath here, we have a few more rounds. Knowing what feels good for you and switching it out. Maybe pausing a little bit longer in a certain element. You're getting some benefit out of it. Allow yourself to tailor these motions just for you. Let's take one more round. One side definitely is easier to balance than the other. Always interesting. Come back through center, both feet on the floor, pause there in Tadasana. Notice if the breath is become a little uneasy. See if you can even it out once again. Take your inhale, arms lift. Exhale, soften the knees as you fold forward, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, walk the feet back. Plank pose, just one flow. You can skip it if you're really not feeling it. I'll go knees down just because we're keeping it nice and gentle. Lift up for cobra pose. And then exhale, now we're facing dog. Pause. From here, lower the knees towards the ground. And we're just going to come into a variation on child's pose here, getting a little bit of that compression. This can be great, especially if you're feeling a little bit of pain at this time in your cycle. So we're going to do compression just with our fists. So we're going to make one fist with each hand, and we're going to place them just on the inside of our front hip bones. So find your hip bones, and then place your fist there, thumbs in. As we come down towards the child's pose, we can take our knees wide as is comfortable, gently pressing the fists in towards the abdomen, and then folding forward. Head can find the floor, or if the floor is too far away, find a block or a blanket. I'm not going to fold all the way just for sound. But notice that you don't need to press the hands actively into the abdomen, just allow them to be there. As you breathe in, feel the abdomen pressing them away, and then exhale, soften. On that next breath in, slowly make your way back up, release the fists, and then give yourself a moment. It may feel better to shift your position so you feel a little bit of rush of energy in the abdomen. From here, it's already time to lie down on the back. Making sure you have a block or a blanket nearby, as we're going to come into supported bridge. So when you're ready, come to lie down. Just take a moment to pause there. No rush, maybe still feeling the effects. And then when you're ready, press into the feet, hips will lift up, place the block on the sacrum at the lowest height. You can go a little bit higher if you like, but we'll just keep it low for today. And then pause here, allow the pelvis to drop. Supported bridge is one of my favorite poses. I find it really nourishing here. And you have the option to stay in supported bridge, otherwise we'll take the legs up. So bring one knee and then the other into the chest. Stay here or extend the legs all the way. So straight-ish legs can be rested towards each other or about hip distance, whatever feels better for you. And taking the legs up is really about reversing the blood flow in our legs. So normally we're standing or sitting, and this gets the legs above the hips, above the heart. And it can give us a real clean slate feeling in our legs. And that's what we're trying to encourage in our body and in our mindset in phase 4. From here, let's bend the knees back into the chest, but we're not going to rest them down just yet. From here, take both knees and drift them a little bit over to your right, just about to like 1 o'clock position. So we're not going very far at all. And then we start to make little circles with our knees in space. Very small circles, maybe only an inch in diameter. Getting a gentle massage through the back body near the SI joints. Again, thinking about our circulation to the pelvis. And then let's switch directions. Going nice and slow. Maybe even feeling a little bit of warmth through the abdomen, through the core, as you guide the legs around. Come back through center and pause, so knees are straight, 12 o'clock. Notice the difference. And then our left side. So we're taking the knees over to 11 o'clock now. And then start to make those small circles, circling in one direction. Very little effort here to make this possible, but we feel the effects. Switching directions. And then inhale, come back through center. Let's take the feet down to the floor, and the option to have the feet down, or you can extend the legs all the way just for a moment. If you feel any tension in the low back, just re-bend the knees. Allowing fronts of the hips to feel nice and open. If the legs were extended, re-bend the knees. Remove the block. Won't need it again. Taking it off to the side. And then arms out by your sides. Take the feet as wide as your mat, and then just start a gentle windshield wiper of the knees. Next time the knees are over to your right, drop them all the way. Allowing the legs to be heavy. Ensuring you've selected restful twist shapes and making any modifications that you need to make this feel restful and nourishing, effortless. Take the next breath in, slowly bring the knees back through center and drop them to your second side, your left side. Make any adjustments to find your shape. Then on the next breath, bring the knees back through center, pause. And then we'll make our way towards our final Shavasana shape. Before we fully rest in Shavasana, we'll bring our awareness back to our pranayama and our extended exhale. So just take a cycle of your breath. See if you can count your inhale and count your exhale. From there, notice if you can get to about that 4 to 6 ratio, 4 count inhale, 6 count exhale. And if it feels like you're reaching and you can only do a 4 count exhale or 5 count exhale, that's enough. Knowing that's enough to make a difference in your experience, in your awareness. If you've landed at that 6 count exhale, allow that to feel easy, not forceful. Wherever you've landed there, Stay with it just a few more cycles, allowing a sense of peace and easiness to wash over the body. Keep that as you let go of the counting and drift into your final pose, your Shavasana. Bring your awareness back to this room. As you become more aware, can you notice how you feel right here, right now? No right or wrong, just notice. Decide what you'll need to reawaken, wiggling fingers, toes, circling wrists and ankles, moving the head. Take the arms, reach up and overhead, and then exhale, roll over onto one side. Pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated pose, closing off our practice here. Take your inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, join the palms. Extending gratitude to yourself for making it to your mat today. Acknowledging that what you did today makes a difference in a positive way. Knowing that you have the tools to face whatever it is that comes next. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.